You can wish for anything you like in the world, honey.
Okay.
Denver police, back up, back up, back up.
Let me tell you, a cute young little girl is pursuit of happiness.
The price of pussy ain't that much now, dude. The price of pussy about 50 bucks.
An escort service is just a classier way to say you're a prostitute.
You know, I was 17, but the age of girls being forced into prostitution is 12.
It's with that girl you went to elementary school with. It's with your friend in your office. It's his daughter.
Here we have a culture that says it's okay to lie to someone's daughter, and it's okay to beat her, and it's okay to make her go out and sell herself for money.
She did, I think, oral, and I did intercourse. So it was like just a line of people for one side or the other.
I'm talking about the injustice, the outrage of human trafficking, which must be called by its true name, modern slavery.
Your girl go to your room, do your thing.
What kind of girls are we talking about?
You got black, you got white, you got Asian, you got Russian.
The key thing about sex trafficking is supply and demand. And without the demand, the supply would dry up. So we have porn, we have businessmen, we have weird sex shops, we have this super hyper-sexualized culture creating a demand that the supply then follows, and then we go, it's really no big deal. You're feeding into exactly the same system that the guy who's flying over there and paying for it is doing.
One of the myths is that pornography doesn't ruin your life. Pornography's not all that bad as long as you're not totally addicted to it. Pornography gives men in particular crushingly unrealistic expectations of what a woman should look like and how she should behave. Because what you see in pornography is acting. She's gonna go barf.
So when people are like, it's not hurting anybody, you gotta be kidding me. It's hurting everybody.
Men who are fueling the porn industry are victims too. They're slaves. They're stuck.
But that's what happens. It escalates, usually from softcore to porn to a club to then you want to act out with a girl. And all of that comes back to feed sex trafficking.
I got started when I was 13.
I was really young, and the people that bought me were people that were looking for, child fetishes.
There was like 15 of them in a room, and I was really scared.
He cut me with a knife to be able to
penetrate me. And I was only 5.
I ended up getting introduced that night.
I was crying because I was scared. And he had sex with me. And that was my first time. I still had on my school uniform.
Men who come here to abuse children in Cambodia have 99.9% of the time already abused children in their own countries.
A white girl in white shorts that we were all taking hits on. She looks scared out of her mind. She looks kind of young, like she's afraid to actually go through it.
All right, Brian, we got her.
We as a nation are going to have to sit back, take a deep breath, and realize, oh my God, this is in our neighborhoods, in our families, in our communities. It's right under our noses.
We frequently see drugs and psychological brainwashing become part of the process of keeping them committed to the offender.
Men will actually fly into Atlanta, get on the internet, say, I want a boy who has no hair on his head, no hair anywhere, I want him to look like he's 13, I want him to be no taller than 5'2", order it, show up here, have sex, and be gone.
And anytime you go and meet any of these guys, obviously you know that something's not quite right if they're finding children to be sexually attractive. And then when we do meet them and you find that they have a box of condoms, they have teddy bears, they have love notes, you realize that they're out there and there's so many of them.
She touched my arm and smiled.
The sexual exploitation of children has become a cottage industry, driven by the internet.
It's very difficult for us to define the problem of child pornography to the American public because it's something we obviously can't show them.
There are some of the acts that I couldn't even describe to you, against children so young that no normal person could look at that without being disturbed.
It ain't about sex. It just be about business, that's it. Once you get them to go the first time, then you got a better chance of getting them to keep going.
I was really nervous and I was really scared, and he was holding his gun and shot me.
You cannot arrest 11, 12, and 13-year-olds and charge them with prostitution. You cannot criminalize children.
I think people view the prostitution like a victimless crime. Most of the girls that we come across nowadays are 13, 14, 15 years old. I know these girls didn't wake up one morning and say, I want to be a prostitute today.
You shall know.
The only way not to find this problem in any community is simply not to look for it.
There are millions and millions of photos of children who are being sexually abused. Nobody knows who these children are.
And it raises the question to us, are there that many pedophiles out there? Or is something else happening?
Sex sells, and here in America, the business of sexual slavery is booming. It happens thousands of times a day, on the streets, the internet, and those ubiquitous massage parlors that dot the nation's strip malls. To understand how this sex business operates, we decide to go undercover and unveil the secret war between pimps, the girls, and Americans willing to pay for sex.
Tonight we're headed towards a place we found it's pretty common to have girls walk in the street. Our concern is that some of the girls are forced to walk the beat, against their will.
We're out with Mark and Amy, two activists from a local Christian group who work with an often hidden population, American girls who are the victims of sex trafficking. We arrive at the Track, a term used to describe a city's street prostitution area.
Here's a girl right here to the left.
Among prostitutes, 75% are selling themselves because they are working for a pimp.
These guys kidnap, kill, and rape women for a living, so they're yeah, you need to know that going in.
Amy spots one young girl who seems especially distraught. Look at that. Oh, you see that, dude?
I think she needs help. Come on. Yeah. Sure.
The girl's erratic behavior could indicate that she is a trafficking victim.
Hey, I have a question. My name's Amy. If you ever need anything like clothing, food, anything, want to get out of the game?
Definitely need clothing.
Then Maddie.
Are you okay? Not really.
Are you safe?
What happened? Yeah.
What's up, babe?
A lot of
Yeah?
Yeah.
How old are you?
23.
You're so young, you're a baby. Where are you from?
Philly.
Oh, okay. Are you working the streets right now? A little bit. It's okay, it's okay.
Actually, there's a guy coming up now. I think that's probably your pimp.
As the girl starts to cry, we have no idea that this man is eyeing us from just a few feet away.
I may have to hop out.
Do you have a pimp or are you just doing it on your own?
No.
Okay.
On my own, but I mean, people has tried to.
Totally. Well, Katie.
I'll give you a call though because my boyfriend's across the street waiting.
It's so interesting, like these girls, those are their boyfriends, but yet their boyfriend has other girlfriends who are also having them work the street.
But it is off the streets that sex traffickers are often hidden in plain sight.
He had a very, very expensive suit and a private plane. You would never look at him and think, oh, well, this is a trafficker.
When Jillian Morning was 19, she started to make a name for herself as a model.
Nobody would believe that you're a sex trafficking victim.
I think part of that is just because we've ingrained in ourselves of what a sex trafficking victim often is.
Jillian grew up as the quintessential girl next door. She was a high school cheerleader and a straight-A student. But on one modeling job in Arizona, her life would change forever. In the middle of the night, 3 men entered her hotel room. One of them was a man in the modeling industry, someone who had gained her trust.
And they all raped me, and they videotaped it and photographed it.
When Jillian returned to Charlotte, she was too afraid to go to the police. She decided to put the whole incident behind her. But then, her abuser called.
And he said, I have all those videos of you being raped in Scottsdale, and I'm gonna sell them on the internet and attach your name to them. It became threat after blackmail after blackmail. And so when he would say, hey, you know, I need you to go to this city, or I'm in Charlotte and I need you to meet with this person, then I did.
One of the incredible things about Jillian's story is that her trafficker was a wealthy and respected member of the community. There is no standard way a pimp or trafficker recruits a girl, but they are nearly always master manipulators.
So I was really excited when I found out that I got into Northeastern. It was my first choice school. It was just such an exciting time for me to be leaving my parents behind and have this newfound freedom in a new environment and just kind of start a new life here in Boston. I was at one of the universities in Boston and I was invited to a party, and when I showed up at the party thinking everybody that I knew was going to be there, there was nobody there except one person who was an older man, maybe 45. He basically said, we might as well go to dinner or do something, and I just said, okay. I mean, I am already here, I might as well go for dinner. There was a lot of whining and dining and, you know, shopping and all types of things to, you know, make me feel wanted and like I was being taken care of. And then about 2 weeks into that, I was forced to work on the track. He pulled me into an alleyway and beat the shit out of me and said, get in a fucking car and make my fucking money. I think a lot of pimps gain trust by boyfriending in.
which is basically when they act as if they're your boyfriend. So it's a boyfriend and girlfriend type relationship. Now when I look back, I think that I was looking for love, and to me at that point in my life, love meant sex. I didn't really know what love meant. I just knew that sex got me attention, and attention got me something that I thought was close to love. You know, I was 17, but the age of girls being forced into prostitution is 12. I can't imagine. It's like being raped over and over and over and over.
Our nation is in the midst of a criminal epidemic.
And our children are the target.
Most people think that human trafficking only happens in other countries.
But it happens every day, right here in America.
Traffickers and their buyers are targeting our sisters and our daughters.
And they're treating them not as human beings, but as objects to be used for profit and pleasure.
It's estimated that child sex trafficking in the United States is nearly a
$10 billion industry.
Today, advances in technology are being used by bad actors to spread this epidemic.
Together, we must step up and stop this horrific crime.
Because our children are not for sale.
Congress is taking action to stop child trafficking.
Everyone involved in these crimes must be held accountable.
We must provide crucial resources to victims
that will help rebuild their lives. And we must work to put human traffickers out of business and in jail.
Together, we can treat those who buy and sell other people as criminals.
Together, we can rescue children
from oppression and help restore their lives.
And together, we can prevent future children
from knowing the horrors of this crime.